receivable balances by the allowance method. Okay, two methods included percentage of accounts receivable and the percentage of sales methods. Okay, one way to analyze the collection efficiency of a business is to calculate the account receivable turnover ratio. Okay, the number of times the average amount of accounts receivable is collected during the specified period is called the account receivable turnover ratio. Okay, the account receivable turnover ratio is calculated by dividing net sales on account by the average book value of the account receivable. Okay, businesses may collect this ratio monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Okay, the difference between the balance of accounts receivable and its contra account, okay, the allowance for uncollectible accounts, is called the book of value of accounts receivables. An account receivable turnover ratio of 7.1 times means that the appliance center turns over its average accounts receivable about 7 times a year. Okay, the number of days in a year is 365, so you divide by the accounts receivable turnover ratio 7.1, which yields the average number of days required to pay. Okay, their customers are taking an advantage of 51 days to pay their accounts in full. Okay, so that's what the number of days of payment. Okay, so they're saying that it takes 51 days to pay off your payment. Okay, so you can see there on the steps on page 211 what we kind of just talked about. The first thing you would do is complete the beginning and ending book values, and then you would compute the average book value. So you just go 48,912 plus 44,098 divided by 2, and that's how you get the 46,505. And then the third step is to compute the accounts receivable turnover. Okay, to find the turnover ratio. Here it's 7.1 times. Then your last step is to compute the average number of days for payment, where it's 365 divided by the 7.1. And that's where you get your 51 days for payment. Okay, and then there's the calculating the accounts receivable, or analyzing the accounts receivable turnover ratios on page 212 there. Okay, a business might take several steps to create a more favorable accounts receivable turnover ratio. Okay, there's sending statements of account to customers more often, including a request for prompt payment. Okay, a not self on account to any customer who has an account for which payment is overdue more than 30 days. Okay, you can encourage them to more cash sales and fewer sales on account, and to conduct a rigorous credit check on new customers before extending credit cards or credit to them. Okay? So that's what we'll do today on our work together. So if you guys can tear out page 265 in your workbooks. 265. So our first one says Milliken Industries offers its customers net 30 credit terms. Okay, does anybody know what the N/30 means? You guys remember? Yes, that means you have 30 days to pay. Okay, the turnover ratio for the prior year was 8.7. The following account balances were obtained from Milliken Industries records for the current year. So first here we have accounts receivable, $264,483.18. Okay, so our beginning, we'll have our beginning and we'll have an ending. Okay, I'll zoom in for you here. Okay, we have 264,483.18. And then our ending was $275,486.58. Okay, so then what do we do then? Do we minus or subtract our allowance for uncollectible accounts?
Subtract.
Yes, you subtract. Okay, so we got $8,234.22. Okay, our December ending is $10,723.36. Okay, if we add or subtract those two, what do we get for each one for our book value?
$4,117.11.
Okay,
For the first one.
that one, or it should be, you subtract those two. Okay, so you just 264,483 minus the 8,234. Christy, what do you get for that one?
256, 248.
Okay, $256,248.96.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Myrna, what do you get for the ending one if you subtract that one? Okay, it should be 264,763. Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay, and 22 cents. Okay, once we have that, we can take those two, okay, our beginning book value. Which was 256,248. Okay, then we can add the ending one, which was 264,763 and 22 cents. Okay, you just average those two, so then you add those two together and then divide by 2. And then that's our average book value. Okay, what do we get if we do that? Jonah, what do we get when we do that?
$265,006.09.
Okay, it should be, is that what you got, Christy?
I don't know what the first number is.
Oh, it's 256,248.
Are you adding?
Yep, you add those two and then you divide by 2 to find the average book value. I'll zoom in a little bit better. Okay, it should be the 260,506.09. Okay, $260,506.09. Okay, and then we have our net sales on account, which was, it says 2,396 $656 and 10 cents. Okay, I'm getting this out of the book. Okay, the net sales on account. $2,396,656 and 10 cents. Okay, then we divide the average book value. Which was $260,506 and 9 cents. Okay, and that would be our accounts receivable turnover ratio. Okay, what do we get for that?
9.20.
Yes, 9.2. 9.2. Okay, now we can find the average number of days for a payment. So we got the days in a year, which is 365, divided by the accounts receivable turnover ratio, which was 9.2. And then that's how we find our average number of days for payment. Okay, how many days does it usually take us? Yes, 40 days. Good. Okay, and then it says here, is Milliken Industries effective in collecting the accounts receivable? Okay, remember that we're supposed to pay it off in 30 days because the N/30 with the credit terms. So, and he pays it in 40 days. So does he appears to be doing a reasonably good job in collecting its accounts receivable on a timely basis. Okay, he's a little late, but not too bad. Okay, so that's what you would write in those lines there. Okay, you guys can do the back part on your own. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll answer them for you. And then we'll go over the first application problem when you guys finish this one. So let me know when we finish and we'll go over the next application problem.
Okay.